This next video is about comparing the objective of maximising the net present value with the objective of maximising the mine life. Now, this isn't going to be a very long video because it's a pretty crazy thing to do to maximise the mine life. And once you see what we're doing, you'll see that this is a really poor objective. It's surprising though how many people think that increasing the mine life is a good idea. But we'll just be showing you, using COMET ONE, how you can really get yourself into trouble if you take this concept to an extreme where you really do maximise the mine life. So let's start by selecting the 10 sequence Antarctica mine. Make sure that you have that data set selected. And then what we're doing is we're going to use a comparison case, which is the objective of maximising the life. So what happens in maximising the life is that you go and you have a look for each piece of rock, how could I increase the life of the project with this? Which normally means, how do I process more of that material to increase the life? So we're not actually looking at economics here, we're just looking at increasing the life, increasing the quantity of material that gets processed. Let's have a look at the first table. From an NPV point of view, which is of course the best proxy for comparing with shareholder value, we've actually lost quite a lot of money. We've lost over half the value, going from 7.7 billion to 3.4 billion. So we've lost 56%, like a huge amount. Yes, we've increased the life, and that was our objective, to increase the life by another 18.5 years. So a significant increase in life, so tick, objective achieved. But why is it that we have lost so much value? We've obviously got more ore as well, and our mine life finished later. Now, we're going to be finding out why though. Of these parameters, the main one is the NPV. So that's why we've showed this 55% is the value that we've lost by not going for the maximising the NPV. Now, if you compare the two mining schedules, this is our optimised base case, this is our maximum life case. So in the maximum life, we've dropped our cut-off grade down to nothing. Every piece of material is processed as ore. We don't have any waste material. So sure, we have a long life, but it's not a very economic option to pick. If we look at our cash flows, interestingly, we still make a profit. We still actually make some money, but we don't make as much money as we could have made. When you compare the maximum life objective, you see that we still make decent revenue and we incur these costs, which still gives us a profit in every year of the mine life. The thing is, it's just not as much money as we could make. So this is the discounted cash flow here, very low every year, as opposed to much higher profits during the early periods of the mine life, where you get a very small time value of money effect. So the time value of money discounts as you go further along, and because we have such a long mine life, these last periods are hardly worth anything, but also the cash flows are actually very small. So our maximum cash flow is this sort of $620 million a year, whereas we have over $1 billion in some of these periods, and down to 680 million a year. So all of our cash flows are a lot lower than this, and you miss out on the opportunity. While the discounting time value of money is high, you miss out on bringing forward revenue into those periods. If you look at these detailed reports, these show the data from which the mining schedule and the costs and revenues are drawn. So you can see things like our cut-off grade goes right down to the lowest cut-off grade that was available, instead of up here. Yes, we have the same amount of rock, but we've got a lot more material. We have more metal, but it's stretched right out. We have more total revenue, but it's stretched right out. So you see, we've lost a huge amount of net present value by summing this discounted cash flow. And we've even lost cash flow. So our total cash flow is lower because we're actually processing waste. It's not economic to do. So don't go for this objective. Each objective gives you a different result. This is a particularly bad objective. Not many people would think to do this, although some people have use the life of a mine as a proxy for value. But you can see if you actually push this to an extreme, you would get ridiculous results. You'd need to have constraints in there that say you can't mine uneconomic material. And then really what you need to do is have the constraint that that economic material or not is defined by the net present value, not simply defined by a break-even calculation. Feel free to leave some feedback below and then go make the most of the resources we steward.